In this video we are going to discuss about artificial satellites. Now the only satellite known to man, the only natural satellite of the earth is the moon. We have already discussed about the motions of different planets and satellites controlled by Newton's laws, or can be determined by Newton's laws of motion and of gravitation. So very important to understand those Newton's laws of motion as well as gravitation to explain the features and the knowledge about satellites. Now from these considerations, previously it was thought that if a projectile from the surface of the earth was raised to an appropriate height and given a particular velocity or appropriate velocity, it would also revolve around the earth like the moon. Now the moon was the source of inspiration for mankind to design artificial satellites. Now after a considerable amount of research, the first satellite that was known to be the first artificial satellite was the Sputnik I think 1, Sputnik 1, which was released from the earth's surface in 1957 to be correct. Now expertise or technological expertise has advanced to such a level that it has been possible to set up artificial satellites not around the earth but also around other planets also. Now how does an artificial satellite projected? It is projected vertically upwards. Now this is the earth, it is vertically projected upwards or towards the east direction from the surface of the earth using rockets. Now rocket means, you have studied about the rockets in Newton's chapter. The payload is placed on top. Now this is the satellite fixed on top and the rocket is fired from the surface of the earth. Now this satellite is known as payload because expenses were have to be done because all countries were not capable of sending satellites into space. One or two countries were capable of sending the satellites, like India previously did not have the expertise or the technical know-how how to send satellites into space. So they had to send the satellites to France, and from their launching pads they had to send the satellites to outer space. Now as this requires a amount of money, so this was known as the payload. You have to pay the price. Now India has to send the satellite, they have to pay a fixed amount or an amount to France to help them to send the satellite to space. Now in an orbit, when the satellite is in orbit, any satellite, it follows Kepler's laws. We have studied about the Kepler's laws earlier. Hence the orbit of an artificial satellite can also be elliptical or circular. It can be elliptical or circular. It can be elliptical or circular. Which one? The orbit of the artificial satellites. As the laws of Newton and Kepler governs this movement of the satellites in outer space, so their orbits will also be elliptical or circular. Now but these orbits are assumed to be circular as the eccentricities of such orbits are usually very low. The errors that may occur during calculations are negligible. Now we're going to start with the orbital speed and the period of revolution of an artificial satellite. So first we go into the consideration of the orbit. Like this is the earth. Now the satellite, this is the orbit of the satellite around the earth. Now the equation here is similar to the equation between the sun and the earth. That means simply if we take the earth mass to be capital M and the mass of the satellite to be small m, the equation that we can write is mv square by r means the distance between the satellite and the earth. This is the r. That means if we take the distance calculation from the center of the earth, it will be r plus h. That means r must be equal to r plus h, where r is the radius of the earth plus the height above the earth's surface the orbit lies. So mv square by r is equal to gmm by r square again. This is the Newton's law of gravitation or the attraction force, which is converted to the centripetal force for a revolution of the satellite around the earth in a circular orbit. Now instead of small r, we can replace it by capital R plus h, or the radius of the earth plus the height. Now we already know, if we can, this is gm by r. Similar to this equation, we have found out the equation between the earth and the sun also. Now if the value, we already know that g is equal to gm by r square. This is the radius of the earth. That means this g is the surface acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the earth, surface of earth. So g is equal to gm by r square. Therefore gm is equal to gr square. So we are replacing gm in the equation or the expression for the velocity, that is gr square by small r. R comes out, so g by small r. So this is the standard equation you have to remember while doing problems. And also with this you have to remember that r is equal to r plus h, because in the problem that you will be facing in the examination, you will be supplied with the value of h, and r you have to learn by heart, that is 6400 kilometers. So we have derived the expression for the orbital velocity of a satellite, Now we are going to find the expression for the time period of satellite. Time period means time taken by the satellite to complete one revolution around the earth. Now we all know t is equal to 2 pi r by v. Very simple formula. That means here 2 pi r, we replace the value of v. This v, we have replaced it here. So r goes 2 pi r by r into r by g. This r is here, r by g. Okay. Now t is equal to 2 pi r by r square root of r by g. Again r is equal to r plus h. You can have versions of this formula. You can have many versions of this formula. Like you can take this r into the square root, so it becomes r cube by g. Instead of r cube, we can write r plus h whole cube by g. Any kind of form. So you can remember one form. In the book you will find many forms of this formula, but you try to remember only one form. Again r is equal to r plus h. Now little bit of discussion. If the orbit of the satellite is not circular but elliptical. Now if it is elliptical, if the orbit is elliptical, now what is the change that we have to do? That means if the orbit of the satellite is an ellipse of eccentricity e, suppose e. Now the highest and the lowest orbital speeds. Now whenever we have already learned that whenever a satellite or any planet or anything, it revolves in a elliptical orbit round an object placed here or at the focus, the velocity of this particle rotating or revolving will not have a constant speed. The speed is going to decrease here. Again, the speed is going to increase here. We have discussed about these things in the previous video. Now if this happens, then similar will be the case if this is the satellite and this is the earth. So the velocity maximum, you can learn this expressions but not the proofs, because the proofs are not important. A into 1 minus e. Now you will ask, what is A? A is the semi-major axis. This is the major axis. This is known as 2A. The major axis is known as 2A. So A, we can call it the semi-major axis. That means half of the major axis. And the velocity minimum will be square root of gm by a into 1 plus e. Similar kind of expression, just a difference between the sign of the denominator is minus and plus. Now a very important topic, satellite very close to the earth. Satellite very close to the earth. Now very close to the earth means r is equal to r plus h. That means very close to the earth means, very close to the earth means r is equal to r. We have to neglect h. We have to neglect h. So in the expression for the velocity or the orbital velocity, we can write v is equal to, it was r into, what was, it was r into g by r. Now if r is equal to r, so r and r gets cancelled, square root. So the expression for the orbital velocity for a satellite very close to the earth is g square root of r. And the expression for the time period of the same satellite, that means very close to the earth, we get like this, 2 pi root over r by g. Because the expression here was 2 pi r by r, square root of r by g. Now these two r's, one small and capital R, gets cancelled as they are nearly equal. So the remaining part is 2 pi square root of small r by g. Again small r is equal to capital R. That means it is 2 pi square root of r by g. Now if we replace the value of g here as suppose 9.8 meter per second square, and the value of r to be 6400 kilometers, that means into 10 to the power 3 meters. Every expression value, every denomination value to be in SI. Now the velocity of, or the orbital velocity of a satellite very close to the earth will come out like this. So 9.8 into 6.4 10 to the power 6. So 6400 meters means 6.4 10 to the power 6 meters. This comes out to be nearly 7.9 kilometers per second. That means this velocity is the orbital velocity of a satellite very close to the earth. That is 7.9 kilometers per second. We have already found out the escape velocity, that is 11.2 kilometers per second. So here the escape velocity is much more than this orbital velocity of the satellite. And in the expression of t, if we replace the two values, value of r as 6400 10 to the power 3 meters and g as 9.8, we get a value like this, 1 hour 24 minutes and 38 seconds to be precise. To be very precise, 1 hour 24 minutes and 38 seconds. Now one question, the time period of revolution for artificial type of satellites depends on the average density rho of the earth. Prove it. Now the proof means we know the expression for rho, that is 3g by 4 pi gr. This was the expression for rho, or the density of the earth. What was rho? Density of earth. Now from this we calculate the value of r by g. Comes out to be 4 pi g rho. Now replace the value of this r by g into the expression for the time period. The time period expression was 2 pi r by r square root of r by g. Now very close to the satellite, very close to the earth, we can replace it like this, 2 pi. Now time period of satellite very close to the earth means 2 pi r by r square root of r by g. So r cancelled. The expression becomes 2 pi square root of r by g. So replacing this r by g with this r by g, we get 2 pi square root of 3 by 4 pi 0, 3 by 4 pi 0. Now here 3, 4, pi, g are all constants, with 2 pi also constant. So t can be proportional to 1 by square root of rho. Proved. Now ratio of orbital velocity and escape velocity of particle. Now what is the orbital velocity? VO, or other simple V also. Orbital velocity is equal to square root of GR. We have already found out this expression. Velocity of E from the previous video, square root of 2GR. So the V0 by V orbital by escape means 2G GR by square root of 2GR. That means 1 minus square root of 2, 1.414, 1.414. It comes out to be 0.707. So V0 by VE, that means the ratio of the orbital velocity and the escape velocity is 0.707. Now we will discuss about the geostationary satellites. As the name goes, geo means earth, stationary. That means whenever you look from a particular point on the earth, if we see the satellite here, if the earth rotates and the position of the observer shifts from this point to this point, then this person will again see the satellite here. That means to the observer, this satellite is stationary. To this observer, this satellite is stationary. That means relatively, or with the theory of relativity, we can explain it later on, but visually this man is not seeing any kind of velocity or deflection or shift of the satellite position in the sky. That means the angle subtended by the satellite at the center and the angle subtended by these two positions of the observer are the same. That means the angular shift of the satellite as well as the angular shift of the observer is the same. That means only one conclusion we can draw from this, that is the omega, or the angular speed of the earth and the satellite are the same. So what is same for these two? It is the angular speed. That means if you can write the criteria of the geostationary satellite one by one, the first is the orbit. We take this orbit to be circular. Take the orbit to be circular. Second point is we can write the plane of orbit coincides with equatorial plane. Equatorial plane. And the third point, that means what I have discussed here, that is the satellite revolves in the direction of the diurnal motion of the earth. Now the diurnal motion takes a time of 24 hours. So the revolution period of the satellite must also be 24 hours. That means the revolution time is also 24 hours. That means similar to the revolution or the rotation period, similar to rotation period of earth. Fourth one is angular velocity of satellite must be same as earth. Now these 2 points 3 and 4 are not of different statements or different meaning. They mean the same, but you have to understand both the points. Revolution time is also 24 hours, similar to the rotation period of the earth. If the revolution time is the same, that means the angular velocity will also have to be the same. Now such type of satellites are known as geostationary satellite, and the orbit, the name of the orbit will be the same as that of the satellite, that is geostationary orbit. Geostationary orbit, another term is also used to describe this geostationary orbit, that is the parking orbit. Orbit name should be also be the same, that means geostationary orbit or the parking orbit, PARKING, parking orbit.